Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into day 24 of the series, and we're looking at something that is literally the ultimate, undeniable secret behind every single successful AI system out there. We're talking about data cleaning. Now, I know. Cleaning doesn't exactly sound like the most glamorous part of working with cutting-edge AI. But I promise you, this totally unglamorous task, it is exactly what separates the truly impressive, high-performing models from the ones that just completely crash and burn.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Why do we actually need to clean data before we feed it into an AI in the first place? I mean, if machine learning algorithms are so incredibly smart, shouldn't they just be able to figure it out on their own? Well, that's the core problem we're solving today. You see, AI models are kind of like these ridiculously powerful sports cars. Sure, they can go incredibly fast, but only if you put the exact right type of fuel in the tank.
Think about it like this. On one hand, you've got raw, messy data. This is how data usually exists in the real world, right? It's chaotic, it's full of typos, errors, weird empty spaces. If you pour that gunk into your AI, the engine is absolutely going to sputter and break down. But on the flip side, we have AI-ready data. This is that premium, high-performance fuel. Refined, structured, perfectly formatted. Getting from that messy state to that premium state, well, that's the whole shebang when it comes to data cleaning.
So, to get us to that premium fuel, here is the assembly line we're going to build. First up, why clean data for AI? Second, scrubbing for nulls and duplicates. Third, shaping through transformation and sorting. Fourth, organizing via grouping and merging. Fifth, a quick student data mini project. And finally, better data, better AI.
All right, let's start right at the beginning with Section 1, why clean data for AI?
There is a golden rule in data science you've probably heard. Garbage in, garbage out. You just cannot expect a machine learning model to give you brilliant predictions if the information you train it on is totally flawed. The AI doesn't know what's true or false. It just finds patterns in whatever you give it. So to prevent that garbage from getting in, we use a 3-step assembly line to refine our raw info. Step 1, scrub the data. Step 2, shape the data. And step 3, organize the data. If you follow this macro-level process, you'll always end up with a data set that your AI can actually understand and learn from. Moving right along, that brings us to Section 2, scrubbing data, specifically nulls and duplicates.
Now what's really interesting about this slide is that it shows when you get a fresh data set, your very first job is to hunt down the most glaring errors, the stuff that will instantly crash your code or confuse your algorithms. And dealing with missing values, which we usually call nulls, is an absolute top priority for data scientists. A null value isn't a zero. It's literally just a blank space where information should be. If an AI is trying to calculate a trend and suddenly hits a void, it has no idea what to do. You have to handle these nulls, either by just dropping those incomplete records entirely or by filling them in with a logical substitute like the average of the other numbers.
Right after nulls, you've got to tackle duplicates. You absolutely have to remove duplicate records to ensure your AI stays accurate. Why? Because if the exact same record is sitting in your dataset, say 10 times, the AI is going to think that specific scenario is 10 times more likely to happen in the real world. Systematically clearing out that repeated info makes sure your model doesn't get artificially biased or skewed.
Once we've scrubbed all that grime away, we transition to Section 3, shaping data through transformation and sorting.
So the obvious errors are gone, right? Now the scrubbed data needs to start taking on a predictable structural form. This is where transformation comes in. Basically, transformation is the act of renaming and converting data into a correct, readable format. You know how sometimes a dataset has columns with totally unreadable names? Or a number is accidentally saved as text? You have to rename those columns so they make sense and convert those data types so everything is beautifully uniform. It makes the dataset so much easier for the machine learning model to digest.
And right along with transformation, we need to sort our records to establish some structural order. It gives the data a logical flow, whether that's alphabetical, chronological, or numerical. It sounds super simple, but having records in a clear sequence makes it infinitely easier to analyze downstream and spot any lingering weirdness.
Now, with our data scrubbed and shaped, we are ready for Section 4, organizing data through grouping and merging.
This is the final and honestly the most advanced phase of our assembly line. It's where everything is synthesized. And this brilliantly illustrates the power of the group by function. It's a programming command used to group data based on specific shared criteria.
So instead of staring at 1,000 individual rows of sales data, Group By lets you instantly organize all those fragments into highly meaningful categories, like total sales per month or average score per class.
But what if your data lives in two completely different places? That is where Merge steps in. Merging is exactly what it sounds like. The process of combining multiple datasets into one unified, comprehensive source. You might have customer names in one file and their purchases in another. Merging connects those disparate datasets based on a common key, building this single, powerful engine of information for the AI to train on.
All right, let's actually apply these concepts to reality. Welcome to Section 5, the Student Data Mini Project.
Take a look at this. This is exactly what a data scientist sees on day one. It's a mess. Notice those glaring null values? That's incomplete data. And check out those exact duplicate rows. A data set like this is an absolute recipe for a confused AI model.
Let's move to and see how this builds when we run it through our three-step assembly line. The transformation is literally night and day. We scrubbed it by handling those nulls, and we removed the duplicate rows. Then we shaped it, making sure all the scores are formatted properly and sorted it perfectly. It is now clean, precise, and beautifully organized for analysis.
Which brings us right to our final section, Section 6, Better Data, Better AI.
So we've walked through the technical stuff, scrubbing, shaping, organizing, using Group By, and merging. But we really need to connect this all back to our ultimate goal, AI performance. And because this is so foundational, you have to be ready to talk about it. For anyone preparing for a career in this space, proving the importance of cleaning and knowing how to handle missing values, these are exact questions you're going to face in quizzes and job interviews. You can't just know how to build a model. You have to be able to confidently explain how you prep the data that actually feeds it.
So here is my challenge to you for today's assignment. Take a raw data set and clean it yourself using these exact steps. Hunt down the nulls, delete the duplicates, transform the columns, sort the rows, and test out grouping the data. The only way to truly master this assembly line is to run the machinery yourself.
So the crucial point we really want to land on is summarized in this one simple quote. Better data gives better AI. It's the golden rule of this entire Day 24 module. You can have the most complex, brilliant algorithms in the world, but their intelligence is entirely capped by the clarity and quality of the information you give them.
Which leaves us with this final provocative thought to consider as you look at your own projects. Are missing values and duplicates quietly sabotaging your AI model right now? Before you go and tweak your algorithms again, you might just need to take a step back and clean your data. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.